What do you think young people can do to make a difference?
Well, I think for me, something that young people can do is to influence the older generations by the three things of reduce, reuse, recycle.
I agree with you. I think it's awareness, that it's the small things that eventually make a big difference. It's really easy to say, oh, I'm one person, it doesn't matter what I do, but if each one person does something, whether that's turning off the light switch, whether that's making sure like your fridge is clean so that it's more so that the energy is more efficient, I think it's those small things that you remember will make a big difference.
How do you think our school as a community can contribute to preventing climate change?
I mean, there's a whole host of ways. I feel first of all, probably as teachers, and as you guys doing this video yourself, it's through education and through making our young people as aware as possible about global issues and about particularly global issues related to climate change. Secondly, also actually one idea that I sort of come across previously in schools is through reduction of the use of paper in schools. So perhaps a paper-free week would be one thing that Salesian School could do. Finally, I suppose I'm sitting here on a Monday morning watching lots of students come into school. Many students walk into school. That is a hugely valuable thing to do. But further encouraging use of public transport rather than driving, encouraging parents to make sure that they don't leave their cars running while they're waiting for their students to come out each day. Small things like that, educating the community and spreading that sort of message is something that's hugely valuable here, I believe.
Right, so I think climate action should be acknowledged because it impacts everyone across the world, no matter how rich or how poor you are. It's affecting things like sea level rise, it's causing natural disasters like hurricanes and tsunamis. It's really, really important that we all take it seriously and we all take action to prevent it from happening.
Do you think climate change is the most important social development goal today?
Yes and no. I think it is, in that obviously it's a thing that affects others, but I like to think that the development goals don't necessarily work as separate goals. They actually all work together. So if we work on improving climate change, for example, it will have an impact on the other goals.
In terms of climate change, what do you think the world will be like in 50 years?
Well, I think that question is dependent on what we do now. I genuinely think we're at a tipping point whereby if we don't start making some serious changes now, we could be in quite significant difficulty going forward. I think the climate is clearly changing. More extreme weather conditions are affecting different parts of the world. I think resource will become more scarce, and that will have an impact on people's everyday lives. So whether it's quite simply something like reducing plastics, right through to carbon emissions that the world powers will need to sign up to. I think if we don't do something now, the world for our children is going to be a very different world, and world which is going to provide even more challenge than our world at the moment provides.